acquiring employment, your resume, and the day-to-day tasks that you're going to now perform, you're actually now in a position with your resume in hand, your template, your cover letter, your template of that, and the information needed to fill out an application to go to work. And now let's find that position that you're wanting. Now, I want to emphasize this. Finding a job is a job. It is going to work. You're going to be needing to spend each day a great deal of time finding these next opportunities. And one of the things that I want you to understand is finding employment, as it is a task, a job, it's going to take time and effort on your part. So be prepared to dedicate each and every day specific things that you can be doing. Now, in the course of this module, I'm going to give you practical things that you need to be doing each and every day to ensure that you're doing your part to find this next position. I cannot stress enough, following this routine ensures your success of getting the job you want. If you do these various activities as designed, you're going to find that the position you look or wanting is going to be found. Now, as I explain these things, take good notes as to what it is you ought to be doing on a day-to-day basis so that you can create your calendar and actually follow this as it's designed. Now, one of the things that I want you to understand with this routine is it does work, and it's designed to be done specifically each and every day and follow the day as it's prescribed. So don't do Wednesday's activities as I'll describe on Sunday. You do Sunday on Sunday, Monday on Monday, Tuesday on Tuesday. Now, as you're going through this, let me just kind of elaborate on each day one by one, beginning with Sunday. On Sunday, it's very important as you begin this day that you actually look at what positions have just been posted. What are the new postings that are out there? As you're reviewing these postings, you're going to be making a list of those that you're interested in applying for, and you're going to identify them in the various places that you can find online. It's not uncommon to go to places such as Indeed, Monster, Career Builder, Glassdoor, wherever it is that you may find a position being posted and applying for it. Understand that there may be local places that are geographic to your specific location, and in that, find positions that are specific to your area. Where I reside, I actually happen to have a company or a listing that's called KSL.com. Where we're at, where I live, this is a very common place for people to find employment listings. Other places might be places such as the Department of Workforce Services, a government place. It may be a variety of lists that you can find where you will naturally get the positions listed. Now, one of the things that I want to add to this for Sunday's work is you need to be doing some research, whether it be online or in local magazines, as to the best places to work. There are a number of articles that are written about companies' cultures and career opportunities, and they'll specifically state these are the 5 best companies to work for. These are the 10 best companies to work for in this city. These things are very helpful because perhaps these are ones that you ought to consider working for. And as you get the list of specific companies, you may or may not know of a particular position right now available in that business, but you can, by knowing that they are a great company to work for, start researching and finding, do you know someone that works there? Sunday is your research day. Sunday is the day that you're going to gather this information and list where you're going to be applying. Now, we're going to talk about the process on Monday of applying for these positions. Monday is where you're going to take the resumes that you have, that template, and you're going to customize it to each individual posting that you've identified that you would like to apply to. Now, here's this process, and I want it to be very clear. Sunday, you had identified that these are the positions that you've found of interest. You're going to now go one by one and take the template that you have for the resume, and you're going to tailor it to that position. And then you're going to take your template for the cover letter and likewise tailor it to that position. How do you do that? On Monday, you're actually going to take the job description and using its title, the name that they gave the position you're applying for, the job description, the task to be performed, the skills needed, and you're going to take and organize your resume to match. So if they stated 10 things that you need to have as skills, you're going to list of those 10 on your resume, those that you have, in addition to the things that you already put down as your strong characteristic traits. When you're listing these items, from the job description, you're going to mirror them. So if you have the first one, you're going to list the first one first. It might have already been on your resume, but we're moving it up in this particular list. The second one listed, let's say you don't necessarily have that skill. You're going to skip it. There's no reason to lie. The third you have, you're going to put that on there as the second now, and you're just going to follow that list. As you do this, what you're doing is two things. The person who drafted the position, the job description, had in mind those things that are important for them to find in a potential candidate. You're now mirroring what it is they're listing in the job description. It's mirroring their line of thought. And so as they look at your resume, they're going to see you, in fact, actually have the skills they're looking for because it's sounding familiar. It's resonating with them. In turn, you're going to now take your job description, your cover letter, and draft it mirroring the job description. In your second paragraph, where you would typically now find your explanation of why you're a great candidate, you're going to now incorporate into that paragraph things that stand out to you from the job description that mirror your skill sets, and you're going to build them into your cover letter here. This is the process that you do for each and every position. It is not appropriate, again, it is not appropriate for you to simply take a resume and submit it to all of the jobs that you're interested in. This generic resume going to each of these positions will not get you the interview you're looking for. The job you have right now is to take each of the job postings listed and customize literally your resume to each of these positions and draft also a unique cover letter for those that you're applying. Now, one of the things that I want you to understand is as you write your letters and prepare this customized resume, you need to save both as the cover letter and resume for that specific position. Because if and when you're called for an interview, you're going to be able to print and bring to the interview the same cover letter and resume that you actually sent in. Again, the resume you created as a template is being used to customize and create a unique resume and cover letter for each and every position you've identified on Sunday worth applying to. So Monday is a busy day. It is a day that you're taking and adapting your resume to meet the needs of the potential employer. As you go through this process, you're going to fill your day Monday with a lot of resumes and a lot of cover letters going to many positions that you've identified. That is your Monday task. Tuesday is now the next process. What you're going to do is you've gone and looked Sunday online and found the positions that were posted. Today, Tuesday, you're going to physically go visit such places as any federal or state agencies that list job positions, such as the Department of Workforce Services. You're going to visit perhaps places such as church organizations that might provide employment assistance. The other thing that you're going to do is you're going to, in meeting with these, see if there is a specific counselor or individual that can be assigned to assist you, because they may very well be aware of positions that are not appearing online as postings that you wouldn't know otherwise. They may actually have contacts with employers that they can help introduce you to. These people on Tuesday are people you need to visit every Tuesday. You need to stop in, check in. You need to physically go and meet with them. So on Tuesday, it's a travel day. It's going and meeting these various institutions and organizations, whether it be the federal or the state's agencies that are available to help you with employment. It's also then going to meet with maybe some church organizations and such, each of which they may have counselors or contacts that can be assigned to help you in this process, and you need to leverage those to your benefit. Next is going to be Wednesday. Wednesday is a busy day as well, and it will involve some travel also. Here is where you're going to be contacting and reaching out to various agencies that are staffing agencies. These are agencies that actually offer services such as temp placement, temp to perm opportunities, and direct hire potentials. These three categories are ones that you need to be familiar with. First of all, that of temporary. These are great resources for you to take on jobs that keep you busy and bring in an income while you're in the employment hunt process. As you're unemployed, these could bring in certain revenues to complement your financial needs. But the temporary opportunities, if you perform well, can turn into permanent positions. Temporary positions typically, though, are task-oriented or job-focused in the sense that there's a task that needs to be accomplished. They're bringing in a temporary individual to do this. These positions are ones that you shouldn't have high expectations of getting long-term, but they can be anywhere from days, weeks, to months in duration. Now, with regards to staffing agencies, these companies oftentimes have relationships with employers for temp-to-hire situations where the company is reluctant to employ someone. They want to test drive them or give them an opportunity to work for the company and see if they fit in. Well, this is perfect for you to get your foot in the door and actually demonstrate your skill sets and show them why you're a great fit for their company. But the only way you would have ever found this position is through the staffing agency. These positions are not posted typically in a traditional format. It's through the staffing agencies that these positions are filled. They screen, they qualify, and they provide the individuals that basically are going to work these positions, which could in fact be you. Now, with these staffing agencies, one of the things that I want you to understand is they don't want to be pressured by you of you calling daily to check in and say, hey, do you have a job for me today? Your role is to just stay in touch with them, I recommend, on a weekly basis. So after registering with them on a Wednesday, the following Wednesdays, what you're going to do is just reach back out to the counselor or the individual that you may have interviewed with there at the agency to simply say, by the way, I'm still available. And if you can just simply notify them and let them know, hey, by the way, I'm still available this week, or I'm available to do some work, all you're doing is kind of raising you as a candidate for the positions that they have available for consideration. This is important because if they don't hear from you for a few weeks, they just may think you found employment and are no longer available, and we don't want that to be the case. So every Wednesday, your job is to go out and find the staffing agencies, register with the staffing agencies, and then as part of your Wednesday routine, follow up with the previous ones that you're registered with to merely let them know that you're still available. That's a Wednesday task. That's a full Wednesday that you're going to be doing now. And you'll find, depending on where you live, there may be a few or many agencies that you can, in the coming weeks, get registered with to work. Now, the next thing I want to emphasize is Thursday. Thursday is very, very important because this is where you need to spend your time updating your profiles. This is any of the online profiles that you may have. It's updating your LinkedIn profile. It's spending time working on maybe your Monster, Career Builder, Indeed, all these online platforms that offer employment opportunities. You're going to go in and update your information there. This is where you go make sure you've got the right picture, you've got the right resume posted, you've got the right job descriptions identified, the right interest identified. This is a Thursday activity that is actually very, very important, and you'll find that it will take a few Thursdays to get this all in place to your satisfaction, but it is the day that you do all this. The next happens to be Friday, and honestly, this is, of all the days, perhaps the most important day for you. Friday. The reason for this is where networking comes in. Networking is critical for a few reasons. Now, let me first of all say with whom, and then I'll tell you why. Networking is reaching out to your friends and family. Do they know that you're looking for employment? Whether you're employed and you're wanting something new, underemployed and need something different, or unemployed. Your friends and your family need to know this, and this is where you take the time to reach out to them on the phone, maybe send them an email, individually contacting them. In this process, they just need to be made aware of what you're looking for. So take the time to calmly and clearly explain what it is you're in the hunt for. Now, in this process, what I want to strongly suggest you do is visit them. You need to go visit mom and your brother and your best friend. This is the time, since you're perhaps unemployed, to visit people you perhaps don't see very often and reach out to them. This is where I would encourage you to maybe take them to breakfast or take them to lunch and ask about where they work, and do they know of someone that may be looking to fill a position that you could actually go into. I can tell you right now, with all sincerity, every job I have had since I was 16 has ultimately been accomplished through networking. There's a phrase that says it's not what you know, but who you know. And I have seen that in my life. One of the things that you have to understand is at the end of the day, it's the networking that more often than not will pay off. There have been a variety of studies done, one of which I'll quote to you, that stated in this survey that 14% of the new jobs were found through the want ads. 13% were found through the employment agencies. 36% were found by people they knew. 30% was by contacting potential employers, people that are great companies to work for that hadn't posted a position, but you reached out to the human resource department or you had a contact that said you ought to speak with them. There's a position that isn't posted, but yet they may be interested in your skills and services. 30%, but 36% is the networking. 36% of the positions are filled not by what they knew, but who they knew. This is very, very important. Your Friday activities are perhaps the most important activities you'll perform. Now, before I go on, let me be very clear. This is not permission for you to not do anything Sunday through Thursday and only do your Friday activities. This is what you do to ensure this will all pay off, because you need your resume, you need your cover letter, you need to be prepared to fill out the applications. All of this is still going to be important through the networking you may achieve, but it's possible that you'll be made aware of through your Sunday and Monday and Tuesday efforts to actually find the door, your foot in the door through the networking to those positions you become aware of. So understand, on Friday, I suggest that you go out and meet the people that care most about you, your friends and family who love and like you. You need to be meeting with them, and as you do so, it's going to bolster your confidence and help you feel better about yourself because you're with people who care about you. This is a great way to end the week. It actually gets your spirits high after having spent a week of working so hard to find employment. Remember, in our culture, one of the things that we use to identify ourselves is the thing that we do for a living. And right now, you may be in a position, whether you're underemployed or unemployed, of feeling a little self-doubt. This is your chance on Friday to rejuvenate yourself and get ready for the weekend. Now, one of the things that I want you to understand is when you're networking, you need to be going out there and finding people that you can leverage to get your foot into the door. So on Friday, I want you to list out a list of family and friends that you need to be meeting with. And I want you to prioritize them as who is the perhaps most influential that might have contacts that may align with your potential job opportunities, or people that you just feel are well connected or maybe just really love and care about you. These are the people at the top of the list. And you're just going to start down the list. Hey, Tom, this Friday, would you mind if I came by and did lunch with you? This Friday, how about we go out to the movies together? Your chance to reach out to these people and reconnect is very, very important. Now, in your networking, you're going to want to build your network. This is where you're actually going to, right now, today, as an activity, list out who are the people you ought to be visiting with. I want you to take a moment and literally identify people that are friends of yours, family members, members of professional organizations that you may have met in the past. Maybe it's members of organizations that you were also a member of that were perhaps the presidents of the associations and such. Maybe it's people that are former teachers that you've had as instructors. It's people you've played sports with, or maybe your children have played sports with. It's relatives, it's coworkers, people who have actually as peers seen you work. It's people that are actually maybe past employers or students. It's classmates. It's your neighbors that you know. These are the people that you need to be listing out right now to ensure you're actually reaching out and networking with the right people so that you can find this new opportunity. Now, there are 7 rules of networking that I want to share with you. The first is you want to know why you're contacting the person so that when you meet with them, you have purpose in meeting. You actually have, hey, do you know someone that works at this company? Do you know someone that might actually be in this current position today that I could speak with? It's going in and having purpose in the meeting itself. You want to make a very powerful first impression. You don't want to come in distraught and depressed and frustrated. You want to come in with enthusiasm of, I'm excited for this next chapter in my life and I'm looking forward to the next opportunity. You want to actually go in there and let them know that you have something to learn from them. Ask for advice, get suggestions from them. They may have some input that you would find relevant in your job search. You want to ask them for referrals. Is there anyone you know that I should meet with, or I should reach out to, or I should be talking to, and see if there's someone that they would suggest. They may have contact information that would be invaluable to you. You want to actually contact after meeting with these people, your friends, your family, your neighbors. After you meet with them, you want to follow up and actually thank them for their time and let them know you appreciated them meeting with you at this point. You may want to write them a thank you letter, a thank you email, or something to the effect of expressing appreciation in this time of your life meeting with you. And then with regards to this, you want to keep an accurate list of with whom you met so that you can kind of correspond and go back and forth with them, give them updates, see if they've known anybody or met anybody recently that you ought to be speaking with. This networking process, these 7 steps, are going to be very, very important to you as you go about leveraging Friday to be an effective use of your time. Fridays are in fact twofold. First, it's going to be the most effective use of your time because it's not what you know, but who you know that's going to make a difference in finding the ideal position for you. But second, it's going to be through these contacts that doors are going to be opened that otherwise you wouldn't even know about. So leverage these things and use them to your benefit. Now, Saturday, take the day off. Literally, I just want you to relax. On Saturday, I want you to not worry about this. You need to stay positive. You need to take some time for personal time. Remember, you've had a job that you've been doing, in essence, full time to find a position Sunday through Friday. These tasks have been daunting. They've been tiresome. They've been challenging. You need Saturday to recuperate. And so unwind. I give you permission to now take some time to work around the yard, spend time with your family. This is the time that you actually now kind of recharge those batteries and get ready for the next week, where again, you start on Sunday, identifying the positions you want to apply for. On Monday, doing the customization of the resume and the cover letters and applying for the positions you're interested in. On Tuesday, going out to those state agencies and working with any counselors that may be assigned to you to find what insights they have. It's on Wednesday, reconnecting with the staffing agencies that you've worked with already in the past, that you're registered with, to let them know you're still available. But more importantly, maybe registering each Wednesday with a new agency and a new agency so that you're staying busy. It's on Thursday that you're updating your profiles and adding insights as you're going through this process so that these are current and updated profiles so that these different systems know that you are still looking for positions. And then Friday, it's the networking. It's again the networking. It's who you're going to meet today that's someone you haven't seen in some time. It's reconnecting with those people that have contacts elsewhere. It's re-engaging with people that actually care for you, that may be able to help you find that next position. Understand this process of Sunday through Saturday, working as you should in finding a position is a daunting task. It is a job, but it pays off. It is the way in which you will find the position you're looking for to get paid what you're worth. So just remember this, if it's about accounting, it is universal.